It is 5:30. I want to welcome everyone that's here for the City Council meeting of Thursday, May 1st, 2025. The Opens Meeting Act is posted on the east wall of the council chambers, and a notice of this meeting was published in the York News Times on April 26, 2025. If you would, please stand and join me for the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Amanda, the roll call.
Wilkinson.
Here.
Van Esch.
Here.
Piper.
Here.
McGregor.
Here.
Northrup.
Here.
North. Shepherd. Postier.
Here.
You were all sent the minutes of the April 17th, 2025 meeting. Are there any addition or corrections to those minutes?
Move for approval. Second.
A motion and a second. Amanda.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
Postier.
Yes.
Next are the claims of elected officials.
We do have 3 claims of elected officials. The first is Tony North of North Printing and Office Supply in the amount of $2,248.95. I move for approval. Second.
Motion and second. Amanda.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
Postier.
Yes. Second is a claim for Jeff Piper of Piper's Inc. in the amount of $1,181.35. I would move for approval.
Amanda.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Abstain.
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
Postier.
Yes. Last is a claim from Stephen Postier of the York as a business affiliation with the York County Development Corporation in the amount of $8,797.83. And I move for approval. Second.
Amanda.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
Postier.
Abstain.
That takes us to the claims for the period of April 18th through May 1st, 2025.
The Finance Committee did meet yesterday to review those claims, and I would move for approval for the claims period of April 18th, 2025 through May 1st, 2025. Second.
Motion and second. Any further questions of the Finance Committee? Hearing none. Amanda.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup.
Yes.
Postier.
Yes.
Next is the City Administrator Report. Dr. Crawford.
Thank you, Mayor. Thank you, Council. So we're now entering our second month of the Spring Spruce Up, and we've seen some great projects so far, and have a couple of pictures on our Facebook site. I wanted to remind you that the York County Visitors Bureau app also has a way to see some different places you can help spruce up in the parks, and people can also contact Parks and Rec if you're interested in helping with the park spruce up project. That same app also now has a downtown revitalization tour on it. So you have approved many of those contracts here that have led to some major renovations downtown. And on that app, you can walk around downtown and you can see for each building what it used to look like. So you can see what it looks like now and see what it used to look like, which is a fun feature in the app and relevant to work that you do in this room. So those are all part of celebrating sprucing up in different ways. So thank you to everyone who participated in the retail survey. We had over 1,500 people respond, which was amazing. They were amazed at our response rate. And we had over 200 high school students respond, which was great. A lot of people wanting to sit down in a restaurant, as you might expect. That's kind of what we heard a lot. And then some various clothing, houseware, tools, sports kinds of places that people mentioned. So they have those results. We're wrapping that up this weekend. So if you haven't taken it yet, or if you know somebody hasn't taken it, it's like the last day or two to take it before we pull that one down. So also we have summer openings. So we have over 120 part-time staff who come in the summer to help with all of the amazing things that happen in the city over the summer. We still need some lifeguards and some public works help. So if you know of any people who are looking for some summer work, direct them to our website to apply to help us out. Thanks.
Very good. And those are all such positive things. I'm going to mention one thing that, just because I'm frustrated and a little disappointed, but we have had 2 acts of vandalism one in Foster Park and one now just recently at the new mural that was done on Tony North's building. So really disappointed for that, and hopefully that will find the person that needs some help in why they're doing that. So
Thank you.
thank you. Next, consider approval of a bid from Wyad Enterprises LLC for the demolition of 302 North Lincoln Avenue in the amount of $74,250. Alternate for the city to provide traffic control and subtract $2,500 for a total of $71,750. James.
Yeah, we did, when we opened bids, we received 3 bids. Wyad's was the low bid and also provided 2 references with their bid. When looking at this, we felt this was the most appropriate bid to do the demolition. Of course, before the demolition, we actually have another contractor that will be visiting the site over there next Thursday to conduct a hazardous materials assessment so that we can get those properly removed before the demolition occurs. You know, such as asbestos, lead, and stuff like that.
Well, I know we were thinking of a number higher than that, so it looks like it was a really, I mean, that's a really good bid.
Correct.
So,
They did a good job taking down the grocery store.
Yeah.
Is there a timeline on that then?
So we will, once we figure out get the hazardous materials assessment and get that removed, then we'll be able to provide Wyad with the notice to proceed. So I'm not exactly sure what the timeline looks like right now, but we need to make sure we dispose of whatever may be over there properly first.
Do we think there is hazardous materials?
I haven't.
I think that's it, okay.
there's asbestos seems to be in about all of those old buildings
I
somewhere.
like that word.
No, but you know, I mean, just they used it around windowsills and paints and
Yeah.
tiles.
Can't be a lot of
I
it.
wouldn't think, but you know, you just still. So,
And we will be using the same contractor to do that hazardous materials assessment as we did up at Road 6 Customs as well.
any other questions of James or about the process here?
I move for approval.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Any further comment? Hearing none. Amanda.
Wilkinson,
Yes.
Vanish,
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
McGregor,
Yes.
Northrup,
She's
I
not.
have a nod yes.
yes,
They,
Postier,
Yes.
well, very good. Motion passes, and that's a great, that would be really exciting to get that done. So thank you all. James, it looks like you're still up. Consider approval of state bid contract 16076 OC for a Ford Maverick all-wheel drive truck from Anderson Ford in the amount of $28,244 for the street department.
Yeah, so this truck will actually replace one of our building inspector trucks. We have a older Chevy Colorado out there that, when I drove it one day, I had heard that there were some issues with it, and simply by driving it around, I noticed the issues myself. So we do need to get rid of that vehicle. All the Ford tires squeal when you go around the curve. When you try to put it in four-wheel drive, it sounds like, oh, there's a lot of grinding. It's an old pickup. It's time to replace it. And so what we plan to utilize for this one and the next item, we plan on utilizing revenues from permit fees to pay for these vehicles.
Will there be a trade-in value or selling it?
We will put the old truck on
Surplus.
surplus, sorry, yeah.
I mean,
We don't
that's,
want to encourage anybody to buy it and drive it.
Yeah.
but that's I mean, for a new vehicle, for a new truck, that's about the lowest number I've seen in a long time.
Yeah, for what the vehicle's being used for, around town, doing some inspections, not necessarily going out in severe weather.
Right.
It's the right truck for
The
them.
right size and right truck for the job.
Yep.
I'll move for approval.
Second.
Have a motion and a second. Any further comments? Amanda.
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Next is consider approval of a state bid contract 16076 OC for a Ford F-150 4x4 truck from Anderson Ford in the amount of $45,542 for the street department.
Yep, so we do have another vehicle. We do have some repairs to make on that vehicle we had some issues this last winter of having to jump that vehicle just about every day. We think we might have a fix for it, but I did have the fortunate opportunity to have an internal promotion to my project manager role. So this person will need we need another truck because this person's gonna need something to drive around in as well to do all the surveys, GIS, and project management for the city. So we would be short one truck. The truck we had issues with, we think we have a fix for that, so we don't have to jump it all the time.
So we're adding, not subtracting anything.
We are adding a vehicle, we are adding a truck to this.
Another Ford.
Yeah.
So, and when I was
deal.
looking at vehicles, I did have on tap to try to, because every manufacturer does have a state bid. I originally was gonna try to go with Chevrolet. I did get notification, I believe it was early this week or last week, that Chevy was actually discontinuing production of government vehicles. So it was ordered that day and not get it, so I had to go with the Ford route because they still are in production at this point in time. That's where we landed on that one.
Figured there was a story there.
There was.
I'll move for approval for that truck.
Second.
Motion is second. Any further comments? Amanda?
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Thank you, James. We have a couple of appointments. First, I'd like to thank Chad Hammer for his time on the Board of Adjustments. And I would like to appoint Angie Kroger to the Board of Adjustment for a term ending September 1st, 2026.
Is that a motion or? I'll make that motion.
Thank you.
Second.
A motion and a second. Amanda?
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
And my second appointment, I'd like to first thank Leroy Ott for his years on the Park and Rec Advisory Board, and I would like to appoint Nathan Goss to the Park and Recreation Advisory Board for a term ending January 1st, 2028.
Move for approval. Nathan Goss.
Second.
Motion and a second. Amanda?
Wilkinson.
Yes.
Van Esch.
Yes.
Piper.
Yes.
McGregor.
Yes.
Northrup. Yes. Postier.
Yes.
Our last agenda item is ordinance number 2389. It would be the second reading of the annexation of a tract of land in the part of the southeast quarter of 32112, the new housing development that we read last week. So we need to read this in 3 times. Anyone can comment if they wish. If not, if there are no comments, we will consider this the second reading. Hearing no comments or seeing anyone wanting to address this, we will consider that the second reading. And that takes us to the end of a fairly short agenda tonight. And so we are adjourned. Thank you all very much.